I am also teaching jihad against Americans. You must know this.
These individuals are living amongst us. War criminals, international terrorists. They could be our neighbors.
Let me get this straight. There's somebody living in our country who's been implicated in the death of over 47,000 people?
How could our government have allowed this to happen?
Mr. President, we're going to do something.
Our goal is to track them down.
This guy's a designated terrorist.
We've confirmed where he lives, we know where he's at, and we can go get him anytime we want.
I have eyes on from the back. Let's go.
He knows that we are on to him.
500 meters.
This is Hilo 1, suspect car is crossing the bridge.
All right, got him right up ahead. Copy that.
They might kill him, and they might kill us in the process. They're notorious for it. When they decide to clean a target, everybody goes.
This is not just a show to me. This is a mission.
I think the majority of the Norwegian public are very frustrated. We have a central person called Mullah Krekar, who's a known terrorist. In fact, I called him a terrorist once in the public, and he sued me for libel, and I won. But he's walking around freely. He can't be extradited, the government is saying, because we have signed conventions that we will not extradite people to nations which in fact are practicing the death penalty. So if, for instance, bin Laden came to Norway and the United States wanted to have him, we would not be able to send him to the United States because he have the risk of the death penalty. As long as the death penalty is in the system, anyone coming to Norway is safe, and that is, to me, ludicrous.
This guy's a designated terrorist. You've got everybody. The US, the UN, the Canadians, the Australians, the Jordanians, the Iraqis. Hell, you've got the Norwegian Supreme Court saying this man represents a threat to national security. And yet, he's still here.
And all the government needs to do is make the decision to send him to Iraq. We've confirmed where he lives, we know where he's at, and we can go get him anytime we want.
He's making Norway essentially a safe haven for terrorist activity.
Norway is absolutely letting justice get in the way of justice.
I'm chomping at the bit to go talk to him, so what do you guys say we head over there and get this thing kicked off?
Yeah, let's go see him.
We all go our day-to-day lives and just not think, you know, that something like this can happen in our small community.
For a person who has been accused of high crimes to be teaching our young future leaders of America and the world is a travesty.
Aux alentours, si je trouvais ma mère et je ne l'ai pas trouvée. Et puis je suis revenue, j'ai dormi. Prends ton temps.
What would you like to say to them? What would you, if you could be sitting there with any of them right now, talking to them, what would you want to say to them? What would you want to make sure that they knew?
Rien à dire. Tant de ça, je suis là. Je suis encore en vie.
I'm still alive.
It's amazing that someone can go through something like that, survive, and be able to bounce back, and she's really resilient, a really resilient woman. Both of them are. For the first time in my life, I could engage on a personal level with victims of a crime like this. I absolutely do not want to let the two women that I talked to down. I want to go back, I want to look in their eyes, and I want to say, hey, you know what? We took care of this problem for you. There is justice in the world. You can go to sleep at night. You can feel better because the world actually does take care of its own.
here. Here.
We're in position.
Death is everywhere in Rwanda's capital of Kigali.
800,000 dead in 100 days. A whole region plunged into turmoil.
So we haven't seen Dr. Munimana. And maybe we'll get him to come out a little bit later on.
The violence has reached such an extreme here that Western forces have decided to pull out of Rwanda, leaving Rwandans to fight it out.
Quite on the move. Car pulling in.
Okay, we got a car pulling in. Turn that light off. There he is.
We got him.
We have a responsibility to the victims, we have a responsibility as human beings to do the right thing when we're confronted with evidence and information about things like this that have happened that haven't been addressed.
It was so striking to me that the guy who helped found the organization, its treasurer, served as Secretary General, is living in the United States.
Here's a guy who's living in our country, holds a white-collar job, and is apparently commanding his own militia. It's easy to pretend that what happens in Congo isn't any of our business, but somebody's got to answer.
We've spoken to some U.S. officials who think that through your activities, you're giving material support to terrorists.
They are wrong, and I don't give any material support to terrorists.
At the end of our meeting, Dr. Kanyamibwa gets up, leaves, and presumably goes back to New Jersey. And we're left thinking, are you allowed to run your own army as an American citizen? Can you support a US designated terrorist organization? What's our government doing? Why is this guy walking free?